bureaucracy. It's a word that makes people think of a lot of other words like red tape, inefficiency, complexity, boredom. Fair enough. But if you care about political outcomes, and we all do, you have to care about bureaucracy. A huge amount of public policy making isn't made by going through Congress and getting signed by the president. A huge amount of public policy making takes place every day within the bureaucracy. I don't know if you've heard, but Congress isn't doing so well. In an atmosphere of heightened polarization, legislative productivity decreases. In such an environment, the president has to go somewhere to accomplish his someday she legislative goals. In such an environment, Congress is no good, so the president turns to the bureaucracy, the myriad executive agencies that have the power to make rules that change law. Over 2 million unelected bureaucrats have the authority to change law. Why in a democracy would we allow this to happen? Well, there are some good reasons. First of all, when laws pass through Congress, they're often very vague. They have to be vague to pass through Congress. Rulemaking allows bureaucrats to fill in the blanks that laws leave behind. Also, oftentimes, rules allow laws to be malleable and adjust to new circumstances as they arise. For example, in 2004, Congress passed the Food Allergen Labeling Act. They picked 8 allergens that have to be labeled on food to keep people safe. The ones they picked because at the time it seemed like the most people were allergic to those. Since then, it's become clear that a lot of people are also allergic to sesame. So right now, the Food and Drug Administration is considering whether to propose and finalize a law that would allow sesame to be included on labels. This would be a great thing. It would protect people who are allergic to sesame, and it would allow an adjustment to a 2004 law without having to go all the way back through Congress and getting signed by the president, which is a very lengthy process indeed. Happily, you can participate in this process just like you can in conventional public policy making. Agencies are required to post their proposed rules on the Federal Register, where you can comment. There's a period of public comment for each one that usually lasts between 60 and 90 days. Here's the problem. The public isn't commenting. You aren't commenting. It's cool. You didn't know. Now you do. In the meantime, while you're not commenting, guess who is? Entrenched political interests in our system. Often the very targets of regulation themselves are the ones providing feedback to the bureaucracy on what their rules should look like when they're finalized. The stakes here are high. Here's a smattering of rules that are being finalized or considered within President Trump's bureaucracy right now. Rules involving the Endangered Species Act. Rules involving religious exemptions and hiring practices. Rules involving who gets to have food stamps and who doesn't. Whatever you think about these proposed rules, you have a right to make your voice heard as part of this process. So there you have it. If you care about political outcomes, you have to care about bureaucracy. Listen, I don't make the rules, but they do. Thank you.